We say it around here all the time. Steve Hartman is one of the best storytellers in journalism. But it turns out he learned from another person who is among the best in the business. Here's Steve.
I had what you might call a love-hate relationship with Bob Simon. I loved the way he told a story, and I hated that I could never do it as well. If that's jealousy, so be it. I was a little jealous, and I wasn't alone. Believe me, there's not a reporter in this business at any network who hasn't at one point or another in his career wanted to be like Bob.
It's now thought that the North Vietnamese never had any intention of invading the capital.
For years, I actually tried to dissect his work.
Police moved in to restore order and opened fire on the people, indiscriminately and often.
The Americans are the big serpent. The Americans got rid of your enemy. Saddam Hussein isn't the enemy of your enemy your friend?
We're just housewives, they shouted. Housewives with pistols in their dresses, revolvers in their bras.
I used to watch a story, rewind the tape, and watch it again.
I want to hear what you have to say.
A dozen times.
Once a week, the Lost Boys saw their destiny on a bulletin board, the staples of life.
This one, about the Lost Boys of Sudan, I have practically memorized.
He looked at the board as if it were a holy scroll.
I'm going to Chicago.
Any reporter could have shown you the picture, but only Bob could take you there with his words.
Streams of boys became rivers. Hundreds became thousands until an exodus of biblical proportions was underway.
I studied his stories, hoping that if I just listened closely enough, for long enough, I could be like him.
We Americans like to think we taught the Filipinos democracy. Well, tonight, they're teaching the world.
I never told Bob that. He was actually a hard man to compliment. Every time he tried to, he would always deflect the praise onto a producer or an editor, or most often the subject. He was a storyteller who always put the story ahead of the teller. And that's one thing I can take from Bob. That's one thing we can all learn from Bob Simon. The guy had a way with words, but he was mostly silent about himself. And in his passing, it's that quiet humility that echoes. On Sunday's 60 Minutes, we will have another chance to see another story from Bob Simon. And you can bet I will watch it repeatedly.
And that's the CBS Evening News for tonight. For all of us at CBS News all around the world, I'm Scott Pelley, and I'll see you Sunday on 60 Minutes. Good night.